We starting? We're on. Good evening, Trojan fans. I'm Griffin Epstein. Matthew Columbus alongside me, and Larissa Kiefer is also here. She's really scared to stand in front of the camera. Let's head on to the court. Our Petaluma Trojans are just about ready to tip off against the Healdsburg Greyhounds. Matthew will be running the camera, and thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful evening. Just mixed. All right, there you go. So Matthew will be fixing any camera problems that you have, and Joey Potts is going to tip the Trojans. Are 6-2 in league play, and Healdsburg is 7-1. And you know, by those records, it's a pivotal game to decide the SCL title contention. The Trojans, it's a must-win game for them. They need to win this game. They need to beat Annalee later, and they have to hope that Healdsburg beat Annalee. An SCL co-title would be what they would get if those games happen. That needs to start with a victory today as they hope to get revenge against the Greyhounds. They fell just short. This is Colin Stremlau, the heartbeat of the Trojans. 3 ball is off the mark, and the Greyhounds pull it down. It's a senior-clad team. These Greyhounds have played absolutely fantastic ball. Their only SCL loss was a tight game earlier this season to Annalee, 54-46. On the road, Anderson takes it away from the big man of the Healdsburg, and the Trojans head the other way. So we are starting out on this Wednesday night from Petaluma High School. Beautiful remodel gym. Trojans, meanwhile, are coming off back to 3 straight victories, and that shot is good. Jack Anderson, the jumper, will hit. The Trojans defeated El Molino at home, and then an easy win on the road against Elsie as that shot rims out for Healdsburg. Jumper also doesn't go, and Potts jumps for the rebound. They're going to call jump ball. Arrow will point towards the Greyhounds. And then the Trojans got a very exciting overtime victory over Sonoma, 53-43. That was a must-win game against a really good Dragons team that's also was hoping for, certainly hoping for big things. Oh, no, what has just happened to our video camera, Matt? He's fixing it. On me, we'll give you the radio version. Healdsburg spins it around. 3 ball is off the mark, but the rebound is pulled down by the Greyhounds. The ball is loose, rolling towards me, and Peretti did a great job trying to save it as he jumped right in front of me, but unfortunately, he threw it right off his teammate Colin Stremlau's back. Here we go. Matthew was just fixing it to make sure you get the highest quality footage, and please feel free to comment. We already had Professor, I don't know how to say that. Say hello. And Healdsburg, meanwhile, gets a lay-in. And they have points to start. Professor Sayedine, hello. Thank you for commenting, anyways. Yeah, so Joey Potts holds 2-2 the score as we have 6 minutes remaining here. And then a foul is called on the drive. And it will be Joey Potts, the 6'8" big man for the Trojans, headed to the line. And there we've got the score up for you, so you have full knowledge of everything going along. We have 3 viewers. Then the camera work is brilliant by Matthew. He deserves so much, but he's brought along Larissa to keep him some company today because I'm not friendly enough. Austin Peretti, sharpshooter, 3 ball is good. That's good news for the Trojans. Austin Peretti has been on fire from downtown recently as the Trojans apply a press. Peretti leading scorer in many of the last few games for the Trojans, helping them get some big wins over Casa, some other league victories over Piner. We're really keyed by Austin Peretti, who's so humble, really an aw-shucks attitude, but he is really evolving, a great player, and that's a foul. And it will be big man Juan Aguilar, who's the 6'3", 185 forward, and the star on this Greyhounds team. The tripod is... What? All right, so I'm going to run camera. And Matthew is going to fix it. First 3 throw is no good. All right, so we'll probably switch tripods. That means the camera work's going to be extra hard for me now. I have a bad tripod, and I'm calling the game at the same time, but the beauty of the mobile mic really helps. So, second 3 throw is good. It's 5-3 Trojans to start. Peretti off to Anderson. Peretti feeling it. He hits again. Austin Peretti really feeling good so far. And the Trojans will apply a press. This is number 3, Jack Summer, who gets it in. Light press applied by Stremlau. And Healdsburg has some offensive leaders, as I mentioned, with Juan Aguilar. They are a good defensive team. Sorry for the camera work. Offensive board ball down by the Greyhounds. That will go. No, they're just tipping by Trey Chapman. Our camera is okay again. Almost thought it was going to fall over. Kill me, but it's okay. 7-5 Trojans lead. Trojans do not want to go have offensive boards. Healdsburg will get going from the field. That really hurt the Trojans in their last home loss to Annalee. That was a close, tense battle to the league-leading Tigers. Rival Tigers, that is. Peretti shooting really well. Back to Stremlau. 3 ball. Just too strong, but O'Neal the rebound. And he is fouled, and Brandon O'Neal, the junior, will have 2 at the line. A really inspirational story. If you might have saw it recently in the Press Democrat. At 12 years of age, he was a baseball pitching in Little League and a baseball and right in the forehead. He had to have the hospital, still has a scar there, and was told he could never play contact sports again. But here he is now, and certainly there's some danger. But it's a really inspirational story, a comeback, and he splits the 3 throws. 8-5. Trojan continue to press against the Greyhounds, and obviously this is a strategy to hope to slow down the attack. Trojans have had a nice amount of days rest, so they've had a full half a week. This is Juan Aguilar. He's the leading scorer. It's intercepted by Austin Peretti. The other way. The up and under. He has fouled. And Peretti went to the line. He read the passing lane. A great job. Also a great job by our student section. It's neon night. They've packed into the student section. And the cheerleaders are also here to provide some great spirit. And Peretti will have 2 more at the line. He is off to a quick start with 5 points. And he pretty much doesn't miss from the line, from my experience of watching him. Healdsburg. So I said overtime victory for the Trojans. That was Healdsburg that got the overtime victory against Sonoma. The Trojans got a 15-point victory over Sonoma. That was non-overtime. So Healdsburg almost lost to Sonoma. So the Trojans, meanwhile, got a comfortable victory over the Dragons. So certainly you would have to say the Trojans heading in the wrong direction. That's not a foul you want to give up for Stremlau in the backcourt, but you just have to keep your cool. Sorry for the camera work there. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I can't see your comments right now as I'm running camera, but when I can see them, of course, I'll comment, which should be at least by the second half. Trey Davis enters the game for the Trojans, but all the starters remain in for the Greyhounds, who are cold shooting and a tenacious zone D. That couldn't finish. Trojan size really caused trouble for the Greyhounds. Peretti all the way up and under. That wouldn't go, but he's really feeling it, Austin Peretti. No foul there. There was a lot of aggression. Greyhounds trying to rush down court before the defense is set by the Trojans, but they can't get anything. That's passed into the big man up over Joey Potts. And what a go. Great defense by Potts. It was Chapman who couldn't finish at the rack. And the Trojan size is giving the Healdsburg size a lot of problems right now, both on offense and defense. And the Trojans have doubled up the Greyhounds. 10-5. Pull up Jay. O'Neal, oh, he thought that one was going in and turned around, but it rimmed out. Healdsburg has not tried any threes yet, but they haven't had much success inside, so we'll see if they try to go there. But their strength is a lot of their inside players. They have good size, but the Trojans have really canceled that out so far. The method of defense, there's a 3. It's well short. It rolls off Potts' shoulder to the Healdsburg player, and then it was off. They're going to say the Trojans, to the shock of, you could see the Trojan student section and their neon. Sorry there. And that is, look like a block. They call a foul on Jack Anderson. Oh, my. That was certainly a little bit questionable. And so this will be 2 free throws for Cortman. It's the first. Another big senior on this team, 6'4", one of the sides of the Greyhounds. They're only 2 players under 6 feet, and they're both 5'11", and I thought I was tall at 6 feet. Those were some sweet-looking free throws. 10-7. Trojans have been led by Austin Peretti. He has 7 points already for them. 2:45. He has really been the leader so far. Gets it to O'Neal. Trojan, so far, Greyhounds, good job of canceling Potts, but Anderson, the other big man, hits a 3. Sorry that was out of your picture. But Jack Anderson, who was sick for the Annalee game and for the El Molino game, which they did win, is very happy, the LC Allen game, very happy to be back. Healdsburg tried to rush down court. Trojan defense got back, but they allow an offensive board. That was Cortman, who's looked good so far. That's a high pass. Ponce does like to shoot threes. That's no good. And ball was tipped, but they call the foul on Trey Davis. No? Yes. 4th team foul on the Trojans, so still not near the bonus yet. Trojans again trying an aggressive press. Haven't forced a turnover from it, but often later in the game, that happens. Oh my camera has just fallen off. No, it's okay. Oh, we're sorry. All right. Sorry if I killed your eyes there with that, whatever that was. Looked like a travel. Yes, it is. He carried the ball, did Cortman. And the Trojans will get the ball. Sorry for the poor camera work, but multitasking, calling the cam, doing camera. It's not an easy endeavor. Peretti driving in. Hands it off to Trey Davis, who's not much of a shooter. Tries anyways, then tries a second time and is blocked. And Healdsburg gets down the court. They look like they had an easy bucket, but the pass was a little too high. Just to give the recent schedule, I've probably been a little confused. Last Tuesday, the Trojans fell to Annalee at home here. Then got a narrow victory over LC, which was sort of a hangover game. Thursday night at home, then they went on the road, and they were all over Sonoma Valley, 49-34, while these Greyhounds had to get an overtime victory to survive. So, I mean, obviously, you can't compare that and judge a team by their common opponent because there are different scenarios, different players, and certainly Sonoma wasn't necessarily playing the same. That's a dangerous pass. Intercepted all the way the other way. Good defense pass. Rejects it off the glass. What a play from Joey Potts. So alert, so patient to get the right moment. He was waiting like a wolf in the night to pounce on that shot that he knew was coming from Sumner. Just another way that Joey Potts, the 6'8" big man, contributes to the team. Davis hits a jumper. We've seen him very cold in a lot of games that he hits there on the Trojan offense, just looking very efficient. They're hitting threes. Peretti is becoming a threat. They're having to double him. It's getting openings for other team players who are feeling good. Healdsburg the other way, but Potts got another piece of that. It falls to Davis with 3 seconds left. Now to Peretti. He hesitates, turns. Davis. No, not going to count it. Davis hits, but he could not get it off in time. And just in time for the start of the second quarter, we have a brand new tripod for you. Yeah, it's not amazing. So we will be switching cameras. I'm going to go change it so they don't have to see the transfer. Yeah, and we'll get that up so we can start the second quarter for you. Sorry. And a great start for the Trojans, leading 59. The cheerleaders performing on the field. No more bad camera work for you. We're good. And so, good evening once again. I'm Griffin Epstein. 59, the Trojans with a great start in this first quarter. Austin Peretti started off. He was shooting absolutely fantastic from the three-point line. And the Trojans continued they got Anderson out for an open 3. Peretti, they needed to double team. And we are live now. The camera's back here. I'm all by myself right now. We have a freshman joining us who's part of the student section. We have 6 people watching right now, including Miss Judah, so don't say anything bad. So anyways, let's head back onto the court. Oh, we're not ready actually yet. Still fixing the camera. So anyways, the Trojans will get it in. Camera's still being fixed up by Matthew, so we'll get you up top. Anderson swings it to O'Neal. O'Neal driving in, now retreats back to Potts. Potts waiting. Hands it off to Peretti. What a game he's had so far. Anderson swinging it around, and still not ready up top. 3-ball by Potts is off the mark, and O'Neal wrestling for the ball. It's loose. Healdsburg pulls it down, and they will take it the other way. Camera still getting ready. Almost intercepted by the Trojans. Dangerous passing by the Greyhounds. And now they're going to say a ball bounced off a knee of a Trojan. We're still not ready up top. Matthew, want to link the camera so we can see that? Matthew's getting it ready, so don't go away. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Judah, Professor CNA, and everybody, all 5 of our viewers. We are going to get that up top view for you. Matthew's just getting through the last fixes. Healdsburg has it in, and it's Pruitt holding the ball. He gets a screen, so Davis is now switched on him, and it's Anderson now on Sumner. Sumner swings it around, driving all the way to the rack, but it wouldn't go. Was Hubble, and the Trojans pull it down. Cameras up. We're ready to go. Davis threw it away out of your screen, and the Greyhounds pull it down the other way now. Matthews still fixing things, but we're into your picture. 15-9, the Trojans lead. We're early here in the second quarter. This is Pruitt. Trojans a little sloppy with the ball to start the second quarter. The Greyhounds swinging around and driving in is Cortman. He's a very aggressive player for the Greyhounds. Foul was before the shot. It's on the floor. It's now on the camera. Maybe at halftime we could get an interview. It's up there. Thank you, Olivia. We have a great student section here at halftime. Well, we might go out and talk to the student section. So anyways, thank you to 7 viewers. Again, we have a great student section. Ball was out on the Trojans, and we're going in. And so anyways, it is Pruitt looking to get it in. They get it in right below the basket. Cortman, who sort of just throws it up. Oh, they're going to say that's off the Trojans. Couldn't believe that. Had a voice crack, too. So anyways, yes, Professor Sinidid, I would stay tuned because Joey Potts can dunk. He's 6'8", and I would guess that maybe 6'4" Landon Cortman, who looks almost as tall as Joey Potts and lays that one in, might be also able to dunk. We've seen Joey Potts lay in a lot of big dunks. However, he's gotten a technical before for hanging on the rim, so it's risky business, certainly for Potts, and it can infuriate the other team, but it certainly can be effective. This is Davis, and that's Joey Potts. O'Neal's played the entire game so far. He's just a facilitator for the Trojans. He really does everything. He is the captain, and it is Devin Gottschall who entered the game to start the second quarter who's holding it. And now we have a foul on the Greyhounds, and that will be their 4th. 5, meanwhile, on Trojans. So both teams approaching the bonus with 6 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, and Trojans looking for that great offense that started their first quarter. They seem to have a habit of getting hold in the second quarter. I've seen it in multiple games I've watched from the Trojans. Seems like almost every game. Great move by Davis, but they're going to say he traveled. Took 3 steps. Might be true. So Trojans will again press. They forced 1 turnover so far with it, but it really just slows down the Healdsburg offense and sort of annoys them. And it's certainly been pretty effective so far, I think. Just an annoying high school team, and even though this is an experienced team, they certainly can get frustrated. They get it into Cortman, and that shot won't go. Joey Potts is causing a lot of problems for Landon Cortman, the big man for the Hounds so far. And the Trojans get it quickly up. You want to get Peretti taking more shots. How good he was shooting in the first quarter. You do not want him to start cooling down. Trojans patient, trying to find the right shot. As they swing it around, they get it to Gottschall off a nice move. Swing it to Peretti, clock down to 10. Peretti over Cortman and laid it in. He had to get so much arc on that shot because Cortman, long arms, and that baseball pass is caught. He just throws it up at the rim, though, because he was falling out of bounds. They're going to call a foul. Oh. No, they're just going to call it off the Trojans. I don't know about that one. Scott Bears, though, and the Trojan coach is just trying to be encouraging and really stay positive here in this game, and the Trojans will call a short timeout to settle them down. Trojan offense so far has not been what it was in the first quarter, but you hope to get Austin Peretti involved because when he's going and you get Joey Potts inside, the offense really seems to be working. But so far for the Trojans, they've gotten some more bench players in, and they've turned the ball over a few times. They need to be more careful with the ball, but, I mean, you can't be so patient with it that you're just passing to passing and you're not finding anything. Certainly the Trojans would hope to get out in transition. They have been fabulous, especially Austin Peretti getting to the line in that first quarter, and the Trojans shot well from the line, as did the Greyhounds, actually. Pretty aggressive game, physical by both teams. Yasha Makaram is the coach, meanwhile, for the Hounds, and now two students will stand right in front of my vantage point as the Greyhounds get it in. That's a jumper, way too strong, and it was Justin Wolbert, who has not got a lot of playing time recently, the starting quarterback for the Trojans varsity football team, into the ball game. Gottschall hands it back to O'Neill. He pulls up from the elbow, off the mark. And the Trojans have gone cold from the field here in the second quarter, and that's reason for concern after a huge 15-point first quarter where everybody was on fire. Peretti still playing, but he hasn't taken a shot on the offensive end so far. And they try to get it into Cortman, who they try to get involved every play, but Wolbert read the pass like a cornerback. Potts with a beautiful pump fake, went up strong. He was rejected, and Professor Sidney Nade wants to interview Anderson. We did before, and it didn't go well. Just say that. Oh, and Potts rejected that shot, but there was already a foul on the floor. You could call it a statement nonetheless. And we have 4:13 remaining here in the second quarter from a quiet crowd on a Wednesday night here at the Petaluma High School Gym. Though good weather, finally. No rain. It's nice, though. We're out of the drought. That's also a good thing. All the way to the rack, but couldn't finish, and then just threw it up but got a foul. So that's sort of been the Healdsburg's recipe for offense. Go inside, miss, but they're often pulling down boards and getting to the line a lot, and that will put the Greyhounds in the bonus. So far, the Greyhounds haven't shot well at all, as that shot is good from that would be Trey Chapman, the other big man. So for the Hounds today, both big men, and Cortman and Chapman 6'4", 6'5". Those are the Twin Towers. And Healdsburg will call a timeout. So Healdsburg has not got going offensively, but they're getting to the line right now, even though the Trojan size is causing a lot of problems with their shooting. But Scott Barrows, who's really ravenously talking to his team right now, has to really hope that they can somehow get some offense going. And I feel like that you have to give the ball back to Austin Peretti, but you also want to go inside to Joey Potts, because really we've seen the offense consistently run around him. Just to give you a little bit more details on the Greyhounds, if you're not sure, they haven't lost at home. They're 6-0, but they're 15-3 all. They didn't play an extremely hard non-conference schedule, but that included a big victory over Tamalpaya's team that won the Brett Callahan tournament earlier. They won their first 10 games before back-to-back losses in the Windsor Holiday Shootout to some good teams, and then except for that loss to Annalee, they have not lost a ball game, beating Pioneer, El Molino, Elsie, and the Trojans 53-48 in the first league game. As Anderson, 3-ball is good! That's Gottschall, not Anderson. He does not shoot a lot, and he's only played not playing a lot, but he's played this entire second quarter, and that three, we'll see if it revitalizes the offense, which was slowly quieting down, and that's a foul, and it will send the Greyhounds to a line for the 1-and-1. So that's certainly something to work on. You're 3:35 left in the half, so the Trojans shouldn't have to worry about that too much. And again, to all 5 of our viewers, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. And of course, stay tuned at halftime for certainly we'll show off some of the student section, maybe get some interviews. That's a lot of fun. And we even have the baseball coach here. I wonder if we could possibly talk to him if he's willing. And then after the game, we'll always grab a player or two. Maybe head coach Scott Bears, depending on what mood the great coach for the Trojans is. First free throw was good by Pruitt, and both teams have shot fantastic from the line. Neither team has missed. Greyhounds with just a light press, with Pruitt trying to deny getting the ball to Peretti. So obviously the Greyhounds are trying to play deny, toss to Peretti. If he's going to get the ball, he's going to get it 40 feet away from the hoop. And he's not Steph Curry just yet. Anderson at the high post. Again to Peretti, but playing really close defense so far to Peretti. Shot clock down to 10. They get into Gottschall. Cortman's a lot bigger. There's nowhere to go. And O'Neal, when he grabbed it, was standing on the baseline. That was great defense on that possession from the Greyhounds. You are seeing why they have so many wins. I mean, they have their numbers show it. If you look at their games, they do not allow over 50 points almost at all. And we have a foul, looks like, on the Trojans on that backcourt D, so they're going to have to head to the line for another 1-and-1, and then they're going to be in the double bonus and get 2. So really these fouls and getting sent to the line are keeping the Greyhounds right there in this ball game. And it's going to be Cortman, who I think's played the entire game, or excuse me, Cortman is not shooting. This is as Wolbert sits good minutes from him. This is Pruitt back at the line. He just hit 2 a minute ago. Thank you again to Matthew Kalemba for doing a great job on the camera and producing it, helping ask all my questions while I was setting up and doing some last-minute things. And, of course, everybody at Trojan Live helps to produce it, but Pruitt missed the bonus there, and it just trickled out of bounds. So, Trojan ball. Thank you for tuning in. 20-15, the Trojans lead here in this pivotal SCL title potential game. A must-win for the Trojans, but Healdsburg's loss would be crippling to them, but it's again Gottschall who hit a corner 3 from that exact same spot 2 minutes ago and just did it again. So it's Peretti who was hot in the first quarter. Now it's Gottschall, aggressive move and laying it in. Was landed Cortman as the Trojan defense was not set that time, and we've seen the Healdsburg coach encourage them to get down the court as quick as possible, and boy did he do it there and got a foul, and that's a good answer for the Greyhounds after this place was rocking after another 3 from Devin Gottschall, who was really feeling it, and maybe give it back to him in his lucky corner over by the Healdsburg bench. So lead is back down to 5 after the old-fashioned three-point play is converted. This game has lived up to the billing so far. It's been well played and really quite exciting, and both of these teams know they can play with Annalee. They are part of the 3 best teams in SCL, and all of them hoping for a banner. But as O'Neal drives to the rack, he can't finish. Really, realistically, as long as Sonoma does not upset either 3 of these teams, which is possible, and there isn't a shocking upset by Pioneer, LC, or Elmo, that the Healdsburg must win if they want to not be co-champions. They would need to win this game, and then they would need to defeat Annalee. They would need to defeat Annalee and hope the Trojans beat Annalee when they head on the road. But still, all they would need is a win again. Healdsburg would just need to go undefeated for the rest of their season. They would be co-champions. Not the same for the Trojans, but all they need is Healdsburg to beat Annalee, and they would get that co-champion banner. Hope you understood that. The Chocolate Moose says this game is wild, and boy, is it. Up and down, falling down is Cortman, and a great job by the Healdsburg coach, Mocha Ram, to call timeout. Before disaster struck, it was Cortman who just looked like he slipped beneath his sneakers as the Trojans have again sent it out to 7, and it feels like that offensive slump early in the second quarter, they've really held back as we switch it on to me again, and Trojans extend that lead back out to 7, and wow, Devin Gottschall, who is not known for his shooting prowess by any means, hit 2 big threes, and it's really seemed to excite the Trojans, both offensively and defensively. But Healdsburg's just done a great job of getting to the line and being really aggressive, even though they can't make shots inside, and I think that's That's really the reason the Greyhounds are right there in striking distance, and you just do not want them to get hot from the field. The Trojans let Annalee stick around the first quarter, and then once they got hot, did the Tigers in that second quarter. It was trouble for the Trojans. Ground ball. Thank you again to our viewers. Thank you for commenting. It's a lot of fun. And that is a pull-up Jay. Juan Aguilar is a great player for the Greyhounds. Really, the star of the team has been almost totally silenced. It's only 4 points for him. But a turnaround Jay over a smaller Gauntshall was good. Trojans give it back to Peretti, who's just been a facilitator in the second quarter after shooting so well in the first. And Colin Strumlau got a long rest. He's the heartbeat of the Trojans. Fires a fiery passion, and he's a lot of fun to watch and interview. And he goes strong to the rack, and he'll head to the line. And that will be, I believe, that will have 7 fouls on that Greyhound. So, yes. So the Trojans will be in the bonus for the last 124 of this first half. Strumlau's first shot is good. Great spirit. Gym has really started to fill up, pretty full except for the Healdsburg visitor sections, as the Greyhound supporters have decided not to make the trip. But the student section is open and vibrant and full, and the cheerleaders are making plenty of noise, so it's really great. 6-point lead for the Trojans after Strumlau split those 3 throws, and now offensive foul is called. And it will be Trojan ball. If you didn't know, offensive fouls on Chapman. Offensive fouls do not result in the Trojan in free throws for the opposite team. That's in, I believe, in high school, college, and the NBA. Though, please do correct me if you're wrong. Austin Peretti diving on the floor, looking like Jason Kidd behind the back. It was tipped away. But Austin Peretti was shooting in the first half. Now he's been distributing. He's gotten steals. He just does everything. He might be the next Jason Kidd. Pull-up is good from Strumlau. Staying with the Mavericks theme, a la Dirk Nowitzki, though Kidd also played for the Nets and a whole lot of other teams. I do apologize if there's voice back, stolen away by Strumlau. Third steal by the Trojans. They've just gotten a few times passing lanes. 3-ball for Anderson. No good. Trojans just shot fantastic with the 3-point line, but it was tipped by the Greyhounds. Trojans pull it down. Shot clock is turned off. 20 seconds remain. Strumlau kills out the play. Trojans lead by 8 and look to extend it. It's their biggest lead of this ballgame. Trojans have been fantastic from the offensive line. The Healdsburg defense that has been so good has not been effective. Clock running down. O'Neal's got to go with 5 seconds left. Anderson to Peretti. Peretti driving in. It is off the rim, and that will be the end of the first quarter. But Scott Bears is delighted, clapping his hands, as are the players. They should be very happy. Hey, Jimmy. Doing great. Life is treating me well. That was Jimmy Flynn on the football team. So anyways, the Trojans have to be absolutely delighted with that first quarter. They lead 28-20. We're going to have a performance by our cheerleaders, so let's head on to court so all of our viewers can do that. The fans are actually really here. The camera sees the most emptiest section of which is guests, which is where the Healdsburg fans are supposed to be, but they're not here. Most of the stands are packed, especially the student stands, which are absolutely fantastic stuff. And the Trojans offensively are really probably shocking the Greyhounds how well they're shooting from the field, just making threes. They have been on fire so far in this game. And it all started with Austin Peretti in the first quarter, and everybody, Gauntshall, Anderson, has seemingly gotten going. And the Trojan defense has been relatively good. They just cannot allow the Greyhounds to get to the line how they did. Greyhounds got to the bonus really early in that first half. So, Matthew, do we want to go out and talk to some fans, or what do you want to do? We'd have to break. Okay, might be too hard. All right, because all right. Could we just have an extension cable or no? Well, your choice. It's up to you. So we might get an extension cable and film some of the fans, and who knows, maybe they'll talk to us. Or if we could talk to the baseball coach, that might be nice too. So anyways, the cheerleaders getting ready to perform. Trojans with an 8-point lead over the Greyhounds, as looking to hand the Greyhounds their second loss in league play, while the Trojans look to head to it would be 5-2 in league, 8-11 overall, but they played a rough non-conference schedule, and the NCS committee will know that, as you can see the cheerleaders performing the other way. The stands are a little quiet right now as the fans have gone off. Our cheerleaders perform at all our football games, do a great job. You don't get an interview. The cheerleaders also finished first place in state 2 years ago, and they're headed to the state competitions once again for an exciting competition. They finished first. The varsity team finished first place in the Northern California competition, and they expect to be very good with a possible chance to win the state championship once again. Not with him in it. So anyways, that was a great performance by our Petaluma cheerleaders. Thank you for tuning in. The baseball coach is here. Coach, would it be possible to do a quick interview? We're live streaming a basketball game. Could we do a quick interview with you?
Sure, where do you want to go?
We can do it right here. I'm gonna interview the baseball coach. You wanna flip around? Oh. You wanna just flip around this camera? Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? He disappeared. I don't know where he went. He'll be back. We can get the, do you wanna get the, just use this? Let's see.
How about we could bring Marzo in too?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Are you getting? Do you want to get the handheld mic? It's right there. It's all right. Here's your headset. All right, we are here with the head of varsity baseball coach, new head varsity baseball coach of the Trojans. He was former coach at the JV team at CASA, and you've now got to meet a lot of the players. Season's just about to start. What are you seeing so far?
Well, right now we're in strength and conditioning, and we're going to be doing that until February 6th. And then at February 6th, we start, and that's when tryouts start. And so everybody's going to be competing for positions, whether it's going to be on the varsity team, the JV, or the freshmen.
What do you feel like the realistic expectations are for the season?
Well, we're very successful. We're going to compete, and we're going to compete at a very high level, as I mentioned before. And, all the players are ready. They're excited. It's going to be an exciting season.
How do you hope to maintain the momentum that you've had the last few seasons, and certainly a new coach, a lot of changes? How do you hope to keep the success going?
What we try to do is work hard right from the beginning and make sure that everything's transparent so the kids know. We all know that when we step on the field day one, you're competing. You're competing within your team. This is a team sport, but it's made up of individual performances. And so as they compete, they'll get better.
We have a lot of Trojan fans watching. What do you want to say to both students and parents and alumni about why they should come out to support the baseball team and what it's going to be like this year?
Well, just like in any sport, whether it's the basketball game here tonight or the baseball game, it's so nice for people around in the community, not just the alumni, just not the students, but people in the community should come out and support their local high schools. I mean, this is what it's all about. All these student athletes are working really hard to be successful, and we should support them.
Thank you so much, Coach.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And we will be trying to live stream some of the baseball games. Danny, so you're going to be on the baseball team this year, is that correct? So, yeah, you got a chance to meet the new head baseball coach, Jim Salvatella. What do you think about him?
I think he's awesome. I think a change is going to be good. He's going to bring a lot of dynamics on the base pass. It's going to be good.
You've had a lot of experience on the baseball field, including being at the College World Series, or not College, Little League World Series. How do you use that experience on the diamond here?
Just to keep it calm, don't let the pleasure exceed the pressure. Just have fun with it.
What do you feel like the expectations are for the varsity team this season?
Win league for sure, make it deep in NCS, hopefully come out with the NCS banner at the end of the year. It's going to be good.
You feel like those are realistic expectations?
Absolutely. I think we're going to be able to hit top to bottom 1 through 9, and our pitching is going to be good. We're going to be able to throw some strikes. That's all you need to win.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that's Danny Marzo, who will be on the baseball team, and he was on the Petaluma Little League World Series team a few years ago. So he's a great player. Do you want to bring the camera out, Matthew? We have the extension cable. Thank you so much. So that was, again, new varsity head baseball coach Jim Salvatella and a star player on the team, Danny Marzo. And this is still working, right? Can they not hear? So anyways, I don't know if you can hear me or not. We're using a lot of mics at once. All right, we're back. Baseball team, they have a very promising season, and Danny Marzo thinking SCS title. Of course, we will be live streaming, covering the baseball team, and we'll also be covering the softball team live streaming, as we're going to bring the camera out. We have a freshman here. Are you going to seriously answer a question? Really?
Yeah.
All right. What's so fun about being in the student section supporting the basketball team?
Well, I like to see the players get packed, especially when it's Javiv Hoffman. Javiv.
All right. Thank you. And as we just have a minute left, you can see all of the student supporters here. Very spirited, maybe not as excited as the Annalee game, but they get very excited. You can see what? Gotta be serious. Gotta be sort of serious, more serious than that last interview you gave. What can I say? No swearing. Yeah. After this, you're probably right. Yeah. We interviewed you last game. So far, the team has looked great against a really good Healdsburg team. What do you think is going to happen for the second half?
Yeah, I think we're going to start. I think.
Say that 24 garbage.
No, I can't say that. No, I can't. No, I think that we're going to come out stronger, and we're going to be making more shots. And honestly, give Devin Gotcho the ball. Devin Gotcho is 2 for 2. He's 100% right now. Give him the ball. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much. That was an expert analysis from another great fan, and the game is about to resume. Thank you for Matthew for running the camera. He didn't get killed by any basketballs that time. Close to being hit, but not this time. Last time he was barraged by basketballs. We're going to head back up to the up-top camera. That was an exciting halftime. That was one of the most exciting halftimes. Matthew's going to clean up some stuff, so I'm going to be running. All right, you can hear me again. So what a fantastic halftime, and what a fantastic game we've had so far here. You can see the great spirit, all the great fans, and some of those fans, like the one we talked about, come out every single game. Are we on this? Matthew? Yes, we're live on YouTube. Right now on YouTube, yeah. What? Yeah, we've been live the whole game. So Greyhounds will interview the ball. Just getting a few questions from fans. Are we really live? Could this really be possible? But we are. So start of the second half, 28-20. Trojans look to continue their momentum from that first half. That's tipped by Peretti, and he intercepts it. Austin Peretti. Been good. Oh, they're going to call it travel. That was a strange play there. Landon Cortman was lying on the ground. He sort of had to step over him. And Scott Bears is perplexed, to say the least. Just sort of staring at the refs, and certainly some confusion. So Greyhounds win the ball with a fresh shot clock. Greyhounds have to be happy about their offense, even though it's come from the free-throw line. It's their defense, normally so great, that has suffered. It's Devin Gottschall, as we had our fan mention, has been shooting the lights out, as is Peretti. Really everybody on the team, and that jumper is too strong. Trojan interior D continues to be superb, except when they foul. This is Colin Stremlau, who played sparingly in that first half, but he's really the heartbeat. 3-ball, Peretti won't go. So certainly Scott Bears might have encouraged him to shoot after that first quarter, but after only taking one shot in the second, he might have cooled down. We'll have to see, though. Trojans swinging around. They've done a great job teaching Juan Aguilar, the star for Healdsburg. He has been almost silent. It's really been the Landon Cortman show as he holds the ball now. But Joey Potts has done a good job. He's not in there. Cortman's three is off the mark. Rebound pulled down and laid in by Trey Chapman, who's the other really big man for the Greyhounds. So he's only a sophomore. So certainly a lot of seniors on this Greyhounds team, but they certainly have a lot of future. And they don't play many of the reserves, which have more sophomores and juniors. Stremlau back out to Brendan O'Neill. And pass out to Anderson, who's surprised he didn't shoot a three. He's made a few of those. Clock running down to 8. Peretti got stripped by Aguilar. Thank you again for tuning in. This is Trojan Live. Live at the Petaluma Varsity Boys basketball game. Colin Stremlau thought that was a travel on Pruitt, but it's not called. And now Aguilar's trying to get to work. That's great defense by Potts. Might have gotten a piece of that. Sorry if it was out of your picture. We are live here. Healdsburg Greyhounds versus the Petaluma Trojans in a pivotal SCL title contention game as O'Neill pulls up and his jumper's too strong, but Peretti pulls down the rebound. If the game was the length of an NBA game, Austin Peretti would have a triple-double, but then the Trojans threw away the ball, and Scott Bears looked like he has a migraine. Light press again by the Greyhounds. It's been good for slowing down the offense, but Pruitt's now got a lane. The Trojans close it up quickly. They swing it around, and it's Aguilar, who's clearly been told by his coaches, get to the rack early and often. But Potts right now is giving him a lot of problems, and even though Joey's offense has been not amazing today, he has been defensively superb, including some key blocks, and those always really energize the team. Trojans with all their starters in here. Stremlau, long three. No good. And Anderson, great job battling for that ball. It is Trojan ball. So not off Anderson. Apparently the ball was already out of bounds. At least that's the call. With 5:02 left, Trojans lead by 8. Anderson gets the first points for the Trojans. Beautiful pass. That's practiced in practice, and it pays off. Cortman rushes down court. It's a good job by the Greyhounds getting down before the offense can set. Trey Davis into the game. He has played sparingly. It's been pretty much Peretti, O'Neill, Anderson, Gottschall. As Peretti tries a three, it's in and out. But a foul on the Greyhounds, a loose ball foul. Foul on O'Neill. No, it can't be on. Oh, I'm sorry. Foul was on the Trojans. It was on O'Neill, so the Healdsburg ball. Good press. Peretti takes it away, but then tried to get it to O'Neill. An unselfish act, but it was too unselfish, and it was taken away. And now the Greyhounds have numbers the other way. Cortman, the Euro step, couldn't finish, but he's headed to the line, and it just feels right now, even though the points don't show it, that Healdsburg has some sort of momentum coming out of the locker room. They're just going a little bit faster down the field. Trojans just look a little bit frustrated right now, even though they lead by 6. Do not want to lose your composure. That is the last thing you want to do for the Trojans with a 5-point lead. Cortman has been the leading scorer for the Greyhounds. He has mostly been matched up against Anderson or O'Neill or whoever is not Potts in the game, and he's been better, but they try to get Star Aguilar on Potts, and that's not been effective. Joey Potts will shut down often your offensive weapon, though we did see Annalee do a good game with their big man, Toner Rogers. Was very effective. Davis tries a 3, but it's no good. Is that the best shot? Great play. O'Neill poked it away. Trojans getting some turnovers in the press. Peretti thought about the 3, instead elects to drive it, and it's a beautiful little floater. And the press will continue for the Trojans because they're really forcing some turnovers right now. Doing a great job there. As Cortman spins. And now we're going to say an elbow on the Trojans. And that's now already the 4th foul on the Trojans. So we really hoped in this half that they were not going to get into the bonus easily. And unfortunately, it really has not happened. O'Neill's out, Stremlow in. So already Greyhounds feel like they're approaching getting into the bonus. They throw it in to Chapman. Couldn't finish, but it was tipped a million times, and it was Vasquez, who hasn't played much, who eventually pulled down the least ball. And that shot will not count from Cortman. Fell on the floor, but now you're up to 5 fouls on the Trojans, and the Greyhounds feel like they're going to be in the double bonus by the end of this quarter for the rest of the game. And they are a great 3-3 shooting team. You do not want that. That's really a worst-case scenario. And the Trojans do have 3 fouls, but we have going to say that the foul is not a shooting foul, which I believe is the correct call. And so the Trojans will get it, or excuse me, the Greyhounds will inbound it from the baseline. Thank you again for tuning in. Please feel free to chat in the live chat section. We are live, and Pruitt pulled down the board, but he's not a good shooter, and the Potts blocked his second shot, but they're going to call it goaltending because that shot, I believe, bounced off the backboard and then hit the hand, even though the Trojan fans are really not happy about that. It was a close call. Scott Bears is holding his hand. And the fans leading a chat. Great job by Michael Barabat. He's the senior cheerleader. Well, leader of cheers. He's not a cheerleader, but he leads the cheers. It's Peretti's 3. It's good. Austin Peretti had been quiet since the first quarter, but he hits a long contested 3 from almost NBA range. And just like that, it's the biggest lead for the Trojans after it felt like the momentum was going Healdsburg way. The Greyhounds have just not gotten enough offense going to really close down. It's an 8-point game, 35-27. Anderson got a piece of that shot by Aguilar. He goes down really hard. And they're going to call foul on the Greyhounds. And that's actually, so Greyhounds starting to actually rack up their fouls. So that's now 4. So both teams could be headed to the line. We don't really want to see that, but that would lead to a very high-scoring final because both teams have not missed I think one 3-throw missed by the Trojans is the only 3-throw missed. Don't guarantee beyond that. I don't have an advanced stat sheet in front of me. Potts' ball is tipped, but it goes right to Peretti. You wonder if he thought about shooting a 3 after he just made one. And they're going to say that ball was off the Trojans. Russ really doing a great job. This game has really intensified in the second half after, well, an aggressive first half was not as intense. Both teams pressing. It's gotten very, very physical. 2 of the best teams in SCL. Beautiful spin move by Pruitt, but he doesn't get anywhere, and Davis applied tight defense. And the student section is all standing up now, and they throw it away. That was Cortman. And the student section is really feeling good about themselves, as you can get a view of them. They are standing up, they are clapping, and they're making it a rowdy, uncomfortable atmosphere right now for the Greyhounds in the second half as they try to mount a comeback into Anderson, rejected by Cortman. What a play by Landon Cortman. He has played really well tonight for the Greyhounds. Might be the only player that's really thrived in this Zone D by the Trojans. Aguilar has had all sorts of trouble, and he traveled. He had the star for the Greyhounds, has had a very frustrating night. Joey Potts, Jack Anderson, clearly had a great game plan devised by Scott Bears up. And the Trojans have to be very, very happy. Whoa. As Matthew and Larissa are enjoying themselves on the truck, so we'll stay on court, and maybe Matthew will come and run the camera for the fourth quarter. Again, thank you for tuning in. This is a live Petaluma High School broadcast as the Trojans are leading by 8. The student section cheerleaders have been in full force, especially in the second half, though, as they have seen looks like Healdsburg gained a little momentum to start, but I have to say a key 3 by Anderson, I believe it was, really ignited some momentum in the second half. And then we've seen Trojan defense just continue to be good, and more threes hit. It was Peretti who hit a long 3, and both teams have gotten to the line a lot. And that will likely continue, though the Trojans have not fouled in a few minutes, so they're at 4 fouls, so maybe they can do a little better. Peretti almost lost it, and God, really looked like he was going to trip there, but he has such good balance. He's such a skilled player. He is just really was not the same player 2 months ago. It's really been a remarkable turnaround. Anderson is fouled. Great aggressive play to the bucket. Jack Anderson might have been the reason the Trojans lost early. He was sick for that game, and the Trojans really hurt an inside presence. They cannot control Toner Rogers, as Anderson's first 3 throw is too strong. Trojans offense has been quieter. They scored 15 points in the first quarter. They scored 13 points in the second. They only have 8, but the defense remains so good, as Anderson's out and Gottschall enters, that the Trojans haven't had to worry that their offense is been inconsistent at times in this third quarter. No matter, those 3-point shots are really helping. Aguilar thought about the 3, but that's not his shot. And now back out to the point guard, Pruitt, directing action. Healdsburg still trying to find offense. Wow, Peretti almost took that away. Did a lot of bumping. Pruitt was stripped from behind by Davis. And with 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock, it is still Healdsburg ball. And the Trojan defense has been working hard all game. They're just not giving up any easy buckets one bit. And the Trojans, I believe, have given up no 3-pointers, as Peretti almost intercepts that pass. And Aguilar's shot was, I don't think, a pass to Portman, but it worked out that way. But anyways, nonetheless, Trojans have done a great job in the defensive end, and they have to be very proud of what they've done as long as they can maintain it for one more quarter. Stremlau's a little seam after it was Vasquez who tried to go for the steal, and then it was a bobbled ball by Potts, and it was Aguilar who went in and tried to poke it away. Remember, Healdsburg undefeated at home, but they have struggled a little more on the road, and I think the rowdy atmosphere has to really help for the Trojans that fans have provided the cheerleaders. Will definitely unnerve you as a high school player. We're not a fully mature individual who can just block out everything. Clock running down. Stremlau with a pump fake. Aggressive play. He's sort of up and under, and it's hard to describe that shot, but you saw it with your own eyes, so you don't need a description. And then Cortman tried to finish, but it was great defense by Potts. And now running the break, up for Potts at the buzzer. He couldn't get it. That's the end of the third quarter. The cheerleaders will have one more forwards, and the Trojans defense, I'm really sorry there. was absolutely great, and they lead 38-29 as we have one final thrilling fourth quarter of action for you. Please stay with us. Can the Trojan offense continue to hit enough threes and the zone defense be effective? You want to run camera, Matt? Okay. We changed the cameras. You can get a great view of the cheerleader. Oh, we're really getting comments coming in. What's going on with the comments, Matthew?
I don't think this is like the most active night.
The comments have been great. I'm really.
I had to delete this one.
Oh, all right. I'm really sorry the camera hasn't been good. Matthew's going to go up and run camera now. The camera will be perfect. I was calling a game and running camera. I do apologize. We have Lonzo Ball. The Lonzo Ball fan is back. Please, no swearing. We put the camera on the fans. I don't know how you put shoes on anybody's head. I don't know what all these comments are going on. But the Trojans are playing great ball, and they have a lot of talent. Matthew, come on, let's get up there. We are sorry we are on the wrong camera. There we go. Start of the fourth quarter here, and please keep Laura's tuned in. Thank you, Laura. Please keep the comments appropriate. Just remember that. Trojans swinging around. And this is Peretti with the pump fake. And Gottschall, who's interestingly didn't play any of the third quarter. Peretti, three ball. It's going in. Austin Peretti is a star. There's no other way to describe it. Tonight, he has been brilliant for the Trojans. And when the offense has cooled, Austin Peretti has come to the rescue. So the Trojan Greyhounds need offense to get going, and they can't shoot the three. Oh, wow, that was interesting. Portman lays it in. Gottschall tried to take the screen, and there was no call. And both coaches are unhappy. One Healdsburg coach, wants different things. And we have the Matthew fans coming in, as they always do. So it's great. We have full-on, please no swearing, Warrior 5-3-0. Just remember that. Great to have all of these comments. And again, we're not demeaning people here. The comment section is to be nice. Joey Potts is an amazing person, an amazing player, so there's no reason to criticize him. I think the person that I'm talking to understands, right? So anyways, back on the court. And tried to go over the screen. Was Pruitt. So, as the Greyhounds did not pay the refs, we now have 4 fouls on both teams. The Trojans did a really good job. They had Greyhounds look like they were headed right to the bonus by the end of the third quarter with 4 fouls on the Trojans, as Davis has a beautiful move, but somehow couldn't finish. And then a loose ball. Oh, my goodness, that was really hard battle by Hobble and Gottschall to go down to get that jump ball, and both players are pretty happy. And now they're going to jump for it. Is that right? No, there's an error. That's how it works. The student section is really in full force. Look at them standing up. Neon Knight doing a great job. And the student section continues to be very excited. Arrow was pointing towards the ground, so it's their ball. But Trojans will continue to cause force a press that has really caused the Greyhounds to struggle. Well, that's a beautiful pass, but he couldn't finish. It was Potts who caused the first miss. But finally, Aguilar gets back on the board. He only has 6 points. The star for him just has really, really struggled. We have 14 viewers. It's our high of the night. Thank you for tuning in. Pull up by Streblau. Bounces around. It goes in. The bounces are all going in for the Trojans tonight. Contested shots. They have just shot so well from the field. And we have a whistle, and it looks like they're going to do the inbounds for the Greyhounds again with 6:17 left to go. It's amazing how many Lonzo Ball fans are out in the world. He's only a freshman at UCLA, but maybe Austin Peretti will be the next Lonzo Ball, the way he's playing tonight. Aguilar hopes to be him, and now maybe he's getting going. He drove coast to coast and laid it in. And the lead's down to 8. The Greyhounds just aren't going away. It's been around this deficit, this lead for the Trojans around between 6 and 10. It's about midway through the third, and it was an 8-point lead for the Trojans at the half, so really all the way. And wow, Davis almost tripped on a wet spot, and then he was out of control and just threw the ball out of bounds. And we have Rancho Catani coming in. Don't believe they've played. They've not played the Trojans. I don't believe they have played the Greyhounds either. Both of these teams, I believe, are better than the Cougars. As it's Corman going all the way to the rack, but Potts continues to provide great defense. Even Corbett, who's played well, has struggled at times because of big number 45 Joey Potts, and he forced the best and then blocked it. We have a timeout. Please don't be mean to anybody on our comment stream. We're going to flip around the camera so you can see me again. Hope I don't break your eyes. I apologize if I do. So anyways, oh, that camera's really off. Well, anyways, I'm going to stand back here right now. 43-35, 5:27 remaining, and just a game reset for you. Greyhounds have 2 timeouts left. Trojans have 3, so both teams won't be concerned about timeouts. But the Trojans do have to be concerned about Juan Aguilar, the star player for the Greyhounds, because he's really struggled for most of the game, but he's just had 2 big buckets. And the Greyhounds have never really started shooting well from the field as we really expected. But anyways, it's for the Trojans, they have to be very concerned that really anybody, but even though Landon Cortman has had a big game for the Greyhounds, he has not really he's not changed the game at all. Oops, I'm sorry. People on the chat, again, be appropriate or we will block you. But thank you for tuning in. So the Greyhounds will press again. O'Neal has an open lane, but again swings at the pass, and he throws it down. A Commodore wanted to attack early and got it there. Joey Potts. It was a beautiful, unselfish play. It was Davis who had an open lane. He found O'Neal, and O'Neal found Potts. And that is exactly how you draw it up, how you be unselfish. You play Spurs basketball. Great, great job. 10-point lead again for the Trojans. And you wonder if there's a sense of urgency starting to set in for the Greyhounds as they trail by 10. Aguilar starting to shoot well, and that shot didn't go. Anderson was right in his face. Please, please stop. Just Joey Potts is the key to the Trojan success. That's number 45. There's no reason to criticize him. He really just does an amazing job. Everything goes through Joey as we have a foul on Healdsburg. And when it was an aggressive game to start here in the start of third, but it's really slowed down. Aggressiveness, at least foul-wise, has not been has been as high. So anyways, 10-point lead for the Trojans. And was a foul on the Greyhounds. So now 5 fouls on the Greyhounds. Still 4 on the Trojan. That's been like that for a quarter. So you had to say the Greyhounds were going to stick around as long as they kept on getting to the line. But that has stopped. And I believe, yeah, Scott Bears called a timeout right before that 5-minute mark. Oh, now I zoomed too far out on the camera. Well, we'll fix that. Anyways, oh, sorry. Are you okay? Yeah, I don't know who they are. Yes, people can always remain appropriate. Unfortunately, on our comment, we're just fixing our camera. Our beautiful background of our set includes a trash can. So anyways, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Please remember to keep all the chat's appropriate. Also, remember to all of our viewers, please like this video and please watch all of our Trojan Live videos because we have all of our other basketball games. We have all of our football games, live streams at home, road broadcasts too. Those aren't live. And then we have plays. We have our daily morning announcements. They're broadcast live at 8:30 each morning. You don't want to miss those, but of course you can watch those. And you could enjoy yourself on Trojan Live for hours and be forever entertained. However, I know you've been entertained tonight by watching this game because, boy, it has been a good one. And the Trojans have arguably played their best game of the season. Davis has a seam, lays it up, and it has a foul. Trey Davis goes through the contact and finishes. He might not be known as the shooter, but he played well there. Matthew, what did you just do to the camera? He's fixing it. You're seeing Matthew's work on the camera. We're really sorry. It's almost done. Anyways, Davis trying to convert the old-fashioned three-point play. There we go. Just in time for the free throw, and the Trojans have their biggest lead of the game, even with the missed free throw at 47-35. And Healdsburg, I think, has scored 2 points in this fourth quarter. Aguilar. Oh, he's gone going a little bit with the three, and the lead's down to 9. The star really hurt the Trojans in their loss up at Healdsburg back in early January, where they lost by 5 points. And that was a 2, actually, they're going to call it, foot on the line, so a 10-point game. The Trojans patient, but you don't want to run down the clock just to run down the clock because that leads to bad offense. And laying it up and in is Davis, who just found a seam, and there was no one there. What a great play by Davis, who's playing good ball. And now the lay on the other end by Chapman. So Healdsburg raced down the court before the Trojan defense could really get set, and both teams going up and down the court. They're playing great ball. And anyways, the Greyhounds will pull it down. And Aguilar hits again. Oh, no. Watch out, because Aguilar, the star, has got going just as I warned, and the Trojans need to start double-teaming him. The lead is down to 6. The closest it's been since early in the third. Trey Davis has scored the last 2 buckets for the Trojans. Peretti's been a little quiet, but he can get the 3 when you want, and that's almost stolen. Davis and the Healdsburg player diving of each other, and they're going to call Greyhound ball on the scramble. Again, keep it positive. You're right, Trevor, keep it positive. And here, Josiah Vasquez, the senior, will sub out. And I don't know if Scott Bears communicated with his team to someone to double team Juan Aguilar, because you have to now. He's shooting fantastic, and he's showing why he's a star. It's coming late, but it's coming. And not too many other great shooters on Healdsburg, and the defense has been so good inside. It's another block by Joey Potts. What a play. Potts with so many blocks tonight. He hasn't done much offensively, as I mentioned earlier, but his interior presence has altered so many shots, even if they don't show up on the stat sheet. Peretti. It's approached 2:30 left, and the Trojans lead by 6. The Greyhounds have cut down a lead that was 12 just a minute ago. Shot clock running down. Potts wide open 3. Too strong. And O'Neal did a good job getting in there, trying to get another offensive board for the Trojans. But Desmond Swan is able to knock it off O'Neal. Trojans will continue to press, even with that lead, and they've gotten turnovers. And most of the time, there hasn't been a free basket for the Greyhounds. It's maybe happened once, so really no reason to stop it. Good Trojans don't always press, though, but they've really practiced well, and that was a great job from Davis from behind, poking the ball out as we have 49-43. And Juan Aguilar, number 22, is lurking, but it's Cortman who gets it and lays it in. Or didn't lay it in, but he heads to the line. That's only the 5th foul. That's the first foul on the Trojans in about forever, as the game is headed down to the wire. And so Cortman's first free throw is no good. That's a big miss. The nerves certainly coming out for both teams. But you wonder if Aguilar's nervous the way he's shooting it. But instead, Cortman, who's been so good tonight, misses both free throws for the Greyhounds. At a light press, Davis, who didn't start, is in. Gotcho with those 2 threes in the second half. Hasn't played a lot since. It was O'Neal who found a seam and beautifully laid it in. And Cortman was nowhere to be found. And now it's the other way. Desmond Swan lays it in. So anyways, if you're a student, another voice crack, sorry, and you happen to be sometimes freaking the student stands, just make sure to pick up all your wrappers afterwards. There's a lot of trash left, and it's not good. Don't want that to happen next time, as we are going to see Gottschall enter the game and Anderson go out. That's an interesting substitution, as it's, again, the Greyhounds trying to get it down to a 6-point game with Swan at the line. Summing out Gottschall, you're wondering maybe he's still shooting well. Gottschall a little bit more of a shooter, not as good a defender as Anderson. Both players first year on varsity, so certainly don't know. But Scott Bears will use a timeout. He's got 1 timeout left, and we are coming down to the wire here. 51-45. We warned about Juan Aguilar at the end of the third quarter, and he got going with some big threes, and it got the Greyhounds the momentum and the shooting they needed. But the Trojans are really staying calm. They're not panicking, and they're finding some shots, and they're still shooting well. They have put 51 points up against a team that rarely allows 51 points at a really good Greyhound D that the Trojans have really exploited tonight. There's no doubt about that, and it's as a full timeout. You just have to stay calm if you're the Trojans, and certainly Austin Peretti is someone that you want to continue to give the ball to, even though he hasn't shot as much here in the fourth quarter. He's really, I think, the mature leader of this team. Colin Streblau, certainly also a leader as the senior, and Brendan O'Neal, as we will head back onto the court. Thank you again, 15 viewers. We have had a great large number of viewers. And don't forget all our viewers, I haven't mentioned this. We have a big Varsity Girls basketball game tomorrow. So all 15 of our viewers, I want to see you filling up the comment section again tomorrow night, starting at 7:30, as our Varsity Girls basketball team will be battling El Molino here from our home gym. It should be a really interesting game as the Trojans rush up court. They break the press with ease, and they lead by 6. Gottschall thought about a 3 from the corner, which he made twice. And then that ball is on the ground. Players diving, great effort. Jump ball, arrow points towards the Trojans. Brendan O'Neal is in absolute shock that there's not a foul. We have a lot of Jack Anderson fans out there, I would say. And now timeout by Healdsburg. So boy, are the Trojans and the Greyhounds have played great ball. The refs have been talked to a lot by both teams. There's been a lot of frustration, but it has been fully spirited. It's been, certainly no one has gotten too frustrated, as we saw at the Annalee game, and both teams have played really good ball and showing that why they're the two of the best teams in SCL, and this is what a high school basketball game is truly all about. On a night like this, you just wish maybe it was on a weekend so more people could show up, but it is certainly a great night. And of course, stay tuned after the game, because we're going to have interviews with some of the stars of the game, and you know you're going to want to hear from some of the players and maybe head coach Scott Bears after such a thrilling game like this, where the Trojans have played great ball against one of the best teams in the SCL. And if you didn't mention earlier, the Greyhounds are 5-1, excuse me, in league play. The Trojans are 4-2, and Annalee is 6-0, as that's a foul on Healdsburg. And now they have a 1-1. I don't know if that was intentional to foul Davis, who's not a good free throw shooter. That's pretty interesting. It looked intentional, but it's hard to say. The cheerleaders are chanting at the wrong time. Oh, Davis, if the Greyhounds were intentionally fouling, he just proved them wrong. That was a clear and relaxed free throw by Davis, who's only played in that first Pioneer game. He's only played about 6 games this year because he was ineligible after transferring to St. Vincent's for the non-conference, and Healdsburg has to rush down 8, under a minute 30 left. Pruitt. Aguilar hasn't touched the ball in a while for whatever reason, but that shot's too strong. Healdsburg pulls it down. Great job by Gottschall, who has been so good tonight, to get in there and force the jump ball. And the arrow points towards the Trojans. And now you feel like now the Greyhounds might just have to intentionally foul. There's really not much you could do here. You're down 8, 1:13 left, and the Trojans have been money from the free-throw line tonight. No, I'm sorry. Arrow pointed towards the Greyhounds. Now we'll switch over to the Trojans. So grab ball. And 3-ball by Pruitt is good. Pop fake got Davis in the air. That was a must-needed 3, and it gets the lead down to 5, which is close to the second quarter. And a quickly intentional foul by Cortman on O'Neal, who's not a great shooter either. And thank you for sticking with us, all our viewers. What a thrilling conclusion to this ball game. The Trojans a must-win if they hope to be an SCL co-champion. They need a victory here tonight. They need to defeat Annalee in a few weeks on the road, and they also need Healdsburg to defeat Annalee when they play them next week. Just with that, the Trojans would only need just one more thing to swing their way and win out in league, and they could get a banner up in the gym of an SCL title. And of course, there's the SCL tournament afterwards, held at Santa Rosa Junior College, and that will also, that gets a trophy, will be handed out, not a banner, but that the Trojans defeated Annalee last year and was very exciting. So both free throws are hit by O'Neal. The Trojans have shot so well from the line. Aguilar throws it away to Peretti, and Peretti is fouled. He's a fabulous free-throw shooter, and the Trojan fans are starting to feel it. The Greyhounds' faces are turning red because they cannot feel good about what's left. Trevor wants Healdsburg to play defense and not foul, but you really don't have a choice down 7. The Trojans would run the clock way, way down, and you would be pretty much out of time. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game. We will have interviews, and it will be fantastic. Also, thank you for Professor saying it. I don't know how to say it. You've been watching the entire game, so that is absolutely awesome. Peretti is money from the free-throw line, and many of the students holding up their hands to signal a certain make for Peretti, who sinks it again. And now 9 fouls, so next foul will put the Trojans in the double bonus. Trey Davis has really helped the Trojans get a lot of speed back, but Devin Gottschall has had a big game tonight. He has hit 2 threes, and he's played the key minutes of this intense end of this game. Beautiful move from Cortman to the rack. Trojans didn't want a foul there. And now we have 6-point lead for the Trojans as Davis will head back to the line. He just hit 2 recently, and it's become a 3-throw game. If the Trojans can hit their 3 throws, they're going to defeat the Greyhounds and send the Greyhounds to 5-2. They will tie the Greyhounds in the SCL standings, and they will head to, Trojans will also head to 5-2 in league, and both will be looking up at an undefeated Annalee. The Trojans lost last week in a very close game, but Jack Anderson wasn't there, and he was sick, and you could argue that's the key. And the Trojans' 3-throw shooting has been perfect. It has been absolutely fabulous, and you don't want to give away a game on the line. I've seen it before, and the Trojans have not done that at all. Only a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Cortman, desperation 3, no good. Rebound is pulled down, and the foul. You don't want to do that. Not a smart play by Gottschall. This is not the time you want to foul. It was Chapman who laid it in. 6-point lead, a chance to cut it back to 5. And while there were a few threes by Aguilar, and it looked like he was getting going, he hasn't really touched the ball sets. And after the Trojans got it to 12, the Greyhounds cut it. They got it as close as 5, as they will not get it here again. And as Potts is fouled, went to the line. It has been Cortman's headed to the bench. Looks like his night is over. And the Trojans have been fabulous from the line closing out this game, but they just continuously held the Greyhounds at bay. And the one time they tried to make a run, the Trojans slowed them down and stopped them. and they did a great job. How many blue mats are in the corner? You win a shout-out if you get it right. It's a great idea. And Potts will pretty much look to ice the game here with 24.7 seconds left. Just that. Thank you again for everybody for tuning in. Really had a great live stream tonight with all our viewers, as it's a great effort by Devin Gottschall, who heads to the bench. He has to be delighted with his performance tonight. He's played great. Really, everybody on the Trojans has played great. They have really a lot of players have shot better than you expect, and the Trojans can certainly beat Italy if they play like this. The way their offense has been, their defense has been aggressive, as that showed by Austin Peretti almost stealing that ball again. They did not eject anybody. He subbed out because his night was over. Greyhounds are going to fall tonight. Trojans are going to get a victory. And boy, a huge one it is. As Aguilar hits a 3, he just got going too late. And it's a think about the rest of your season timeout called by Healdsburg and Yasha Mokaram. And with 5 seconds left, the Trojans are going to get a huge victory. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Trojans. They don't have many home games left, so not a lot of live streams left. They will battle El Molino on Friday night. That looks to be a very winnable game, as El Molino has just one win on the season. I'm live right here. Oh, Olivia Zimmerman's going to come in. She does a great job in the Tribune, our local newspaper, by the way. And anyways, they battle Pioneer, a little harder of a game. That will be on the 30th. That's a Monday. So that could be a little bit of a tricky game for the Trojans if it's a letdown for them, just sort of in the middle of their schedule. But they should get victories over Elwood Pioneer of the Road. They're back here next Wednesday night on the 1st of February. We will be live streaming that, so of course, don't forget to tune into that. And then they have their final home game at senior night against Contra Costa Christian. That's a non-league game. So it's really just to impress the NCS judges. Nothing else. We will not be streaming that. And then they're on the road, the huge game against Annalee on the 8th of February. They finish at Elsie on the 10th, and that's a winnable game. So it feels like for the Trojans, they have a home game against Sonoma. That's certainly not a given, as Stremlau was fouled. And then they're on the road against Annalee. A win out in SCL. They certainly might just be co-champions. High seed in the tournament and a high seed in NCS. Big, big hopes as the Trojans will get off the line here. Stremlau will have 2 free throws. His first one rims out. He's the emotional leader, senior. He does such a great job. As everybody's encouraging me to jump into the trash can. I guess they don't like me. 3 throws are no good. Don't want to foul here if you're the Trojans. 3 ball is no good. That's going to do it. The Trojans have gotten the victory here tonight. 60-55. A monumental season-defining victory over the Greyhounds. It was a must-win, as we will be grabbing interviews. Stick right with us, all of our viewers, because we are going to grab the stars of the game. Maybe even head coach Scott Bear, as you can see those students filing out maybe in a few minutes. And the players are so delighted. What a wonderful game for the Trojans. 60-55. And don't forget again, if you are leaving, though, the Trojans will be playing tomorrow, or the Varsity Girls Trojans will be playing tomorrow. They have a huge game against El Molino, as the Varsity Girls team looks to get their 3rd straight win. And the Trojans, Boys basketball players, are thrilled. Where's Devin Gottschall? Here's Devin. Can we have an interview? We're out of the locker room. After the locker room? If you want. I don't think we're ready right now, so let's do it after the locker room. So Devin Gottschall will be talking to afterwards. We'll be getting the mic already. In the meantime, we might be talking to a few excited students. Maybe we'll talk to JC, who's a member of the Trojan Live community, and maybe Olivia too. Let's get the mic set up. Thank you for sticking with us. We'll just have a few minutes of setting up, and then we'll get to talk to some of the players, stars of the game. And of course, if you do have to go, these will be airing on Trojan Live tomorrow morning and in the coming days, 8:30 live. And of course, you can watch all the archive replays. Where is the mic? Matthew's getting it. So, what a great victory for the Trojans tonight. And then varsity girls team plays tomorrow. And we will.
I watch you guys from Arizona every time I'm on.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
I'm Colin's grandpa.
Who's?
You guys are good.
Thank you. Wow, we have a viewer all the way from Arizona. That is wonderful. Yes? It'd be really nice if we could record them. That'd make it a lot easier. All right, you're going to lose. Testing, testing. All right, you can hear me. We have gone to the portable mic. We're going to talk to players and head coach Scott Bears to see what they think after a thrilling victory. JC, do you want to? We're here with JC Gustafson as we wait for the players. Gustafson, I'm really sorry. And you're part of Trojan Live. What's so great about Trojan Live?
Trojan Live is great because we get to give you all this great media and content every single day. Griffin is obviously really dedicated to sports, and I really commend him for that. Obviously, he's all dressed in purple as well, which is really great. Fan section was great tonight, guys. Really fun. I'm not wearing a lot of neon, but I have green shoes, so that's cool too.
Close enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're shoes.
And what should our viewers know about Trojan Live if they don't know about it already?
We try really hard to bring you guys content that you will like and have fun with. I think that his commentating on everything and reporting to you guys is a really great way to give you guys a little more depth in Petaluma, I guess. How about you, Griffin? How do you feel about being the sports anchor all the time?
Well, sometimes other people get the sports anchor, but it's a great experience. It's so much fun. I especially love to go out to the live streams and call the games, what I hope to do for a living in the future, and it's so much fun, and I feel a real connection with the team and the students, and it's so spirited, and I could bring the game to people that otherwise couldn't see it. So I think that's really important. That's really great.
Yeah, that's really great, Griffin. I really do commend him on everything he does. He does a lot of work around here. Anyways, we're going to have some interviews with people later if you guys are still tuned in with us. If you're not, if you're leaving.
They're not leaving. Don't leave.
If you do happen to leave because your mom is telling you to go to bed, we'll have them on Trojan Live.
Bed. It's only 9 o'clock.
I mean, I go to bed at 9 o'clock.
I won't be going to bed for another 5 hours, so, it's okay. Oh, my parents probably didn't want to hear that. Anyways, could we bring the camera out a little bit so we can catch the players when they come in? Would that be possible? I don't know how far we can bring it out. But anyways, what a big victory for the Trojans tonight. How about we have some really dedicated fans? They're throwing away stuff. But anyways, they have to be really happy. The Trojans got a huge victory against a really good team tonight. What does this mean for the rest of their season?
I think that we're great and we're going to win it all. Great start. We're going to win SCL. And we're going to win it all.
Yep, big game. So they are absolutely delighted. We are waiting for Devin Gottschall as the Trojans will head back out of the locker room. Oh, we're going to take the camera off the stand. That's quite interesting. So anyways, just waiting for the players. Thank you for sticking with us here. It's been so much fun here tonight. We got to talk to the head varsity baseball coach. You can always go back. This will be posted on our YouTube channel, so you can always watch the interview with the head varsity baseball coach. We also talked with Danny Marzo, a varsity baseball player. So that was a lot of fun. And then we're going to catch some wonderful interviews with the players of the game next. And then again, don't forget, I mention it again, turn into our varsity girls basketball game. We're having fishing going on behind me. There are a lot of fishers here in Petaluma. So anyways, and then again, boys basketball, final live stream of the year unless they have an SCS home game, which we really hope they do. Of course, we'd announce that date a week from today. Sonoma Valley should be a good test for the Trojans in what will be their final league home game before they finish with senior night on Saturday. Still waiting for the players to exit the locker room, and hopefully I don't tear off the mic. Anyways, and then girls basketball, we will be live streaming on Thursday, and then they have a few more games.
Trojans! Go Trojans! Yeah!
And one more question. How do you feel? You're so passionate at the game. How do you feel like you helped the team win? They've been so good at home.
No, they just like feel hyped when their adrenaline gets
Start
pumping.
cheering. They're just so good and amazing.
Do you feel like you scared the other team a little bit?
Oh yeah, number 24.
He's getting really.
All right. What? Oh, they have some true basketball skills. It's pretty impressive. I think that JC's gonna film them. Look at that, he shoots it off the top of the backboard. He is absolutely brilliant. And here comes another basketball. Watch out, JC! She was almost killed, but she's okay. Colin Stremlau is coming back in, so the players are coming back in to talk with me, and Devin Gottschall's coming, so let's, when he comes, please start recording, JC. All right. Devin is making his way over after a big victory. Yeah. So we are here with Devin Gottschall. You had 2 huge threes and made a few big plays throughout the game. How do you feel like that vitalized your team?
I think it helped our team a lot. But really, it's a team effort. We just when we play together, we beat teams like this.
You got had playing time in the last 2 minutes in a thrilling close game, and you got a lot of playing time in this game. What do you think that shows your coach about feeling how you're playing?
I just go out there, I try to play hard. I think that my coach is seeing that, and that's it. Just play hard.
The Trojans got a victory against a Healdsburg team that had 3 losses the entire season. What do you feel like your team really did right tonight to get a huge victory?
We played together as a team. Everything just clicked. We didn't have that many turnovers, and we hit our shots when we needed to.
And you're now tied for second in SCL play. How do you feel like this win will lead to the rest of the season for success?
I think it gives us momentum for the rest of the season for NCS and SCL.
Thank you so much, Devin. Oh, he's going to try to hit another 3 from the corner, not that time. But anyways, a good effort from him. And anyways, Austin. All right, we're still recording. So here with Austin Peretti, you had a huge game tonight. You were on fire from the field. You're making plays on defense, and you've improved a lot since the start of the season. How are these big games bringing out the best in you?
I don't know. I'm just hitting shots, and it's like fueling the rest of the game. So,
what do you feel like the key's been for your improvement, really being the leader on court for the team?
Just controlling the ball and controlling the offense, pretty much, and yeah.
The team beats Healdsburg, who you lost to early in the season. How do you feel like the team improved and changed to be able to get a victory tonight?
I think we hit shots. We could have rebounded better, but I don't know. We just made our shots, ran our plays correctly, and that's it.
Well, how do you feel like this win will vitalize the team for the rest of the season as come down the home stretch?
Oh, it's awesome. We're in that.
Thank you, Austin. Great interview. What? You are sort of on the team. Yeah. Anyways, you see every single Trojan game. So what's your name, by the way?
Robert Hums.
So you see every single Trojan game, and how much has the team improved since the beginning of the season?
All I have to say is Clam Nation. We got the clams. We clam in every team, all right?
All right. I guess that's it. That was interesting. Anyways, not going to use that on Trojan Live. Head coach Scott Bears, we are looking for. I know they want Jack. Okay, talk.
Hi, I'm JC. Matthew's over there doing cord stuff. I'm watching other people do basketball, which is pretty cool, I guess. I'm gonna go turn the camera on them because they're more interesting than I am talking. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Now you guys can see the basket. Anywho's, Griffin's trying to find his person. I'm enjoying my life because right now we're recording them.
Let me say something. Here. Jack Anderson refused to give an interview. He has too much homework, so I'm sorry. And if head coach Scott Bears Yeah, he's probably going to get bombarded by text. If head coach Scott Bear shows up in a second, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll say goodnight. I'm going to go look for him one more time.
All right, sounds good. Right now I'm watching people who are not on the basketball team shoot, which is pretty cool, I guess. Matt, do you have anything to say about basketball that I can say on the camera? Well, I used to play basketball a while back, but I don't actually know anything, so. He just gave a microphone to a completely culturally basketball cultured like noob, I guess. Noob would be the best word for that. They're talking about the JC and it's making me really confused. Larissa, they're talking about the JC and it's making me really confused. Griffin's dead. He doesn't want to.
Head coach Scott Bears has disappeared into the abyss. Or somewhere. So for everybody at Trojan Live, the Trojans get a monumental victory. You can see the players are absolutely thrilled by a huge victory. For everybody here at Trojan Live and everybody that helps produce the show, for Larissa Kiefer,
Matthew. Oh wait, are we seriously doing this? Okay, we never did this. Matthew Kalemba.
JC Gustafson.
I'm Griffin Epstein. Have a great night, everybody, and tune into our live stream tomorrow at 7:30. Good night.
We should
Let's stop streaming.
We should record
Inside the
an
program.
outro for your